what I'm going to talk about this afternoon is the Joule grader. Now, why am I talking about that? Because clearly there was a subliminal message last time that someone or someone's people wanted to use the Joule grader. The Joule grader is not the grade book. Let me repeat that. The Joule grader is not the grade book. So if you were thinking I'm just going to go in and talk about the grade book, you're going to be sadly disappointed, because no, I'm not talking about that. We're not talking about the Joule. I'm just telling you, that's not what it is. But I know the terms are kind of similar, and I wish that Moodle Rooms hadn't called it that, but I can't change it. That's the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So what we're talking about is the Joule grader. And on that agenda that you received from Janet, there was a link to what they call, Moodle Rooms calls one of their handouts called Clippables. And it sort of explains what it is in brief. And if you looked at the agenda ahead of time, you probably got a sense about what it is. The Joule grader is a feature that's been added by Moodle Rooms. And what it does is that it allows you to go into any assignment using the Moodle assignment tool. Not using the Turnitin assignment tool, but using the Moodle assignment tool, and you can actually grade it. It creates a simpler sort of interface for doing that. It also allows you to go in and grade a discussion if you created one in what they call an advanced forum. Not one of the older forum types that you use in Moodle 1. Because if you don't know by now, Moodle has two different types of forums, an advanced forum and the old sort of standard forums. So the Joule grader allows you to grade any assignment made that's using the assignment tool in Moodle or in advanced forum. That's it. Okay, so here I am. I'm in this fake sort of course shell from last time, right? And whenever I want to access the Joule grader, all I have to do over in my course administration block, down near the bottom, there's a link that says Joule grader. So I'm going to simply select that, right? And what it's going to do is I can actually go through here and look at assignments and actually grade them within this Joule grading window. Now, I don't know whether you can see it very well or not, but there are arrows to the right of each of these pull-down menus. Right? There are also arrows here to the right and left of each student. I don't have any real students in this Moodle shell. That's why it's student 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay. So if I wanted to, as an example, see which activities required grading, now I can expand this to full screen mode, but I'm not going to do that yet. I can simply select this button, and what it will do is it will show you an assignment. So here's an assignment that a student submitted. I can download this assignment right here and open it in Microsoft Word. Let me just move this out of the way.
Is that the only way you can grade it by downloading it?
Well, yes. Well, no, that's not the only way. This happened to be an assignment type where a student had to upload a Word document. And as you know, for the different types of assignments, some of you have them upload Word docs, some of you have them upload images, some of you have them upload PDF files, and it just varies. This just happens to be a Word document. So in this window, what I can do is I can simply download the file, look at it, come up here, enter a score in this menu here, if I can click on here, right, and type comments to the student, right, that are here.
That would be an interactive assignment.
Right, so I could come in here and type whatever feedback I want for overall feedback for there. I could, now, one of the things that I saw that was really interesting as an example is if I were a Kinley type, I could go and create a simple little video, this video feedback, and insert the link or even potentially embed the video in this feedback window. So the student can click on that and watch their video.
Yeah, make sure it's captioned.
Well,
I
right.
caption everything. Yeah.
See, I told you, Kinley. So you could do that. Now, it also has, once I'm finished, if I hit Save Grade here, this grade actually gets put in the grade book.
The grade of KLKSFJ. Oh, the grade at the top there. I see.
The 88. Great. Now I can switch in this assignment. I can switch to other students if I want to. This happens to be only test student 2 is the only one who submitted this particular assignment. Now, where it gets to be, I think, a little more useful for using the assignment tool in the Joule Grader is if a student actually submits their assignment in a PDF form. So if I go back to here and say, show all activities, actually, I don't want to do that. Let's just stay on this page. If I go to, I think it's assignment 2, notice this case, the student actually uploaded a PDF file. Yes, sir.
So why do we need Joule Grader? It seems about the same as the grades.
Well, I'm getting to that. Who asked that question?
Stephanie McCann.
Stephanie
Be nice to her.
McCann.
It's her first meeting.
She's a seasoned veteran, I can tell you. So here we go. So I'm going to choose. I can look at this assignment. I can view it in line, which will show me their assignment here. That's certainly something I could do, right? Or I could also launch the PDF editor. And so here's this student's paper here, in here. And so at this point, I can come in here and insert comments right here. Maybe I want to have a comment about too many words, right? Right, and then can go down here. What I'm going to do is enter some comments, mark this up, and the students can open this file and see all my comments. Now, I didn't have to download this. It's still in this window. That's why. Is that enough of a reason, Stephanie? Except that your students are giving you. Oh, sorry. You thought you had this turned on.
No, we're chatting.
Oh, okay. Is that enough of a reason? They'd have to turn their Illustrator files
Yes,
into.
but I do tend to stick with things that have worked in the past.
So, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So is the PDF editor in Moodle?
Yes.
So you don't have to depend on having software on your computer to edit a PDF file?
No, but they do have to upload a PDF submission. It can't be a Word document.
Right.
It can't be an image. Yes.
Liz says you can do that in Grader too.
In Grader?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she says.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could. But what you like about this window, okay, let me go ahead. So I can draw in the window. I can highlight stuff here, right, if I want to do that. I believe here I can put little bitty emoticons, right, if I want to put things in certain parts of the window through this and save it. I can even, in these, when I want to add a particular one, I can come in and add a new block. See this little bitty, you can't see it very well, but there's a little checkbox. I can add this to the quick list. So if I said, whatever, not concise or something, this becomes like a frequently used, right, comment. So I can, right, I can add this, right. So now when I want to come in and add another comment here, I can go up to this quick list and add that.
What do you think of that,
And
Stephanie?
can you do that between students? Does your quick list show up for every student you're grading? Or
Yes.
you have to come up with a new quick list?
No, it should show up for every student for this assignment. I believe that's right.
For this assignment?
Am I right, Liz? Because she seems to know whether it is or not.
Stephanie says it's pretty cool.
Right. So you can draw on this. I can put marks on here, right? I could draw up to something,
See,
right?
Be helpful for math. Right? You guys draw circles and squares, right?
Smiley faces.
Look at her. I don't know how. You don't teach that kind of math, huh? Not geometry. I never know how to make a circle.
So I can close this, right? And go ahead and enter a score in here if I want to do that. And when the student goes in, they'll be able to go in and see all the marks that I put in there. Okay, so that's an advantage of using it. There is
So
a,
that only works in the PDF. You
But
can't
only-
do it on an image.
that's,
Okay, so
So they have to upload a PDF. They have to upload a PDF.
but they can save their image as a PDF.
True. And there's at one of the online classes I looked at LBCC, they had a whole section on, actually they had it in the base Moodle page that gave directions on how to create PDF files.
oh, really? That'd be good for our students to have.
For images and Word docs and anything, just directions. What are you pointing at, David?
I was saying the mic was here, but you were facing that way.
Oh, thank you. Did everyone hear me online?
Yeah.
You need to steal some of that stuff.
Kathy has a question.
Okay, so I had a problem this time with an assignment that I didn't have. I've had a lot of trouble with Moodle 2 that I didn't have with Moodle 1, but that's another issue. So I have an assignment where I need to go in, I need to tell them what they need to change, edit it, and then they need to fix it, and then I need to grade it. So if I use this particular, if I use the assignment, make them upload PDF, I could make the changes, make the comments, send it back to them, and then can they fix it in the same document and then resubmit it to me?
It wouldn't be exactly in the same document because this is their document with your edits overlaid on top of
So
it.
they can't go back in and fix anything then?
Well, not what they would do is open up their original document, modify that, and if you, depending on how you set the assignment up to allow them to upload more than one file, they could upload a second file for that. Maybe the first one you tell them to call draft, so they upload the draft, you mark it up, they view it, they go to their second copy, and they make the changes accordingly. And then they upload that. That's how that would work.
All right.
Yes?
There was another question. Where did the chat go? Out here. Does it look to the student like it looked just now for us?
Yeah, let me see who I was. I'm test student 2. Did I hit save here? Let me hit save. Great, here just for a second. Let me go in here to, that was test student, right? 2, so. So let me see if I can go in here as test student 2 so you can see this. I think that was, what was it? This one here? Yeah, this one here. Okay, so this was the one. I'm logged in as the student, right? So if I go in and view this, the annotated PDF, can you see that at the bottom, everybody online? No, online. I mean, you guys can see it. Sorry. I know you guys can see it, but I don't think it's.
Yes, we can see
So
it.
if I choose that, there it is. That wonderful piece of art. And you can see why I'm not in Stephanie's class. Maybe should be, but
Why?
because it's the lack of my beautiful artwork.
Oh.
He gets a smiley face.
Oh. So that's what the student
Yeah.
sees.
Which is the same thing as what I do.
That was the question. What is the student?
Yeah.
That was, I'm answering that question.
Right.
That was fine.
So however, though, just tag along again. So the student can't alter that document.
No,
And it just is a static. Okay.
right.
So it can't be returned back.
Yeah, that's too bad.
David, Liz made a comment and said the size needs to be 8.5.
Oh, to fit in here?
Yeah, 8 by. I think she's saying it's 8 by 5 or 8.5. I don't know. So if it's larger, it won't show.
What?
She's talking about, when your students upload it?
Yes.
I'm not reading the message, so Ken, you'll have to.
Well, it says image needs to be 8.5. If it's larger, it doesn't show at all.
8.5 what?
I'm not sure what that means.
Probably 8.5 by the size of the screen. It looks like could be 14 or something if it were. I don't know. I have to check it. I don't know that there's any specs on it.
The issue is that the
8.5 wide, she says.
8.5 wide. Well, that's the standard size here, but if you have anything in access to their computers, we default to 8 more, which is a different.
If it's larger, it cuts it off because we use different sizes.
Oh, because
It saved as a PDF, but you can't move the image inside the page. So I have to then open it up in Acrobat Reader or Acrobat Pro to make the notation.
it assumes a normal page size, not
Right.
special sizes that you would see in that design.
Where's my other discussion? I'm looking to see where I have a discussion here.
I need to go.
You need to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave my chat.
Yes, already?
I'm gonna come back, but chat schedule the meeting. I'm gonna do
Is that the one that really doesn't want ITC's gonna start yet?
Oh, it's-
No, Lori's on an evaluation committee.
All right.
I'll leave this open.
So one of the other kinds of things I said that you could grade from the Joule grader was an advanced forum. So if you had an old forum type and it's not going to show here, only advanced forum types. So here is example. I posted something as the teacher. This student actually responded, right, to me, but it's showing all of a student's posts in a single forum. That's something we used to be able to do in WebCT. We couldn't do it now. And so that was one of the big complaints about going to Moodle to begin with, is that faculty wanted to be able to give a single grade for all of the student participation in a single discussion. So that's what this is doing. It's showing you, right, this student's particular posts from that. So then what you do, clearly just as before, you can come in and enter a score for that. You can type in comments for that, and then the student can come in and see the grade. So there was a question.
My better question came before.
I don't know. Okay, so it shows up at the top. You click on a particular student,
Right.
and then it shows up at the top that they posted to and replied to one.
Right. Right. Now, what's
Replied to two.
right now? This is pulling from that discussion. I'll go into the discussion in a minute and show you. Maybe I'll just do that so you can see what the actual discussion looks like. So if you go into this discussion, let's see, I think I called it week 1 discussion. Here it is, right? This is the discussion with everybody. This is test student 3, test student 4. So it's got everybody's in there.
Right.
And so the complaint was in the past, I want to be able to see just this student stuff. I don't want to have to scroll through it. And as these discussions get wordy or longer, which is actually what we want at times, you can't find everything. So the Joule grader takes just that student stuff, pulls it into the Joule grader window, then you assign it a single grade. That's what it's doing.
But show me again how you selected a particular student.
Okay, so I'll go back to the Joule grader here. I'm just, once again,
That's the discussion.
that's just the discussion. And these are several different students in,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I'll go back here now to the Joule grader. And I think this was discussion 1 that I had picked. Week 1 discussion. And nothing for student 3.
Okay.
See, this is a little, I can change it by the pull down menu, or I can change by the arrow that's in here. This is student 2 here, and there's everything that he or she said. I don't know if I have. Then I can go to test student 3 to see if they have anything. This is just test student 3's.
Right.
So I can enter scores. Now, if I enter a score like this, okay, and type whatever comments I want, if I choose save, graded, next, it takes me to the next student.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't have to use the pull down menu to go.
And that works even
I have
if
a
we don't have. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got a question from Stephanie and a positive comment from Denise. Denise says, "This is what I love about Joule. It makes the grading so much easier." Stephanie, the question is, any idea whether the student's file can be in a native Adobe Illustrator format, but with the PDF compatible checked when saving? Can it be in
She's
native
back on the old,
Adobe
she's back on
Back on the old,
where we were a minute ago. No, but you know what? If you will send me that question, we'll research it. Rob's got Illustrator, so I'll have him check and see if that works.
Can you use Q&A form for advanced form?
Yes, the advanced form has the same form types. The standard form, for example, is the type where often you have multiple threads of discussion going on. You may have one on questions about topic 1, questions about topic 2, all in one single form. The Q&A form was one you could do. All of those same forms are available in the advanced forum tool. She had a question.
Yeah, just quickly, so you could do the grading in here, even if your discussion section, your discussion form is set up in regular Moodle?
No.
It has to be set up in Joule.
Okay.
No, wait,
Yeah.
I don't quite
it
understand
has
how.
to be an
Okay.
advanced
The-
form.
When you create a forum type here, let me show you. Maybe that's what's not quite so clear. When you create a forum,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
you have two options. You can use the old forum type. Here it's add an activity. Or the advanced forum.
I see.
If you had forums that were copied over from Moodle 1, they're this old forum.
Okay.
You have to go and create brand new forums to replace them and choose advanced forum. Now the forum component types are the same within it. There's still standard, there's still Q&A, there's still simple, single forum, etc.
And so there's no disadvantage, so it would make really no sense not to click the advanced form because the
No.
grading is much easier.
Right.
You don't lose anything by going to it.
Okay. That's
So
good to know.
when was there a question? Mo had a question.
Is there a feature when you are replying to a student in the forum for that student to see the reply only to restrict?
Yes.
you?
Yeah, I believe so. So here's an example. Here, and that's in the advanced forum. There are a couple of features that they added to both. So if I were here and I wanted to reply to this test student 3, when I choose reply, down here it says private reply.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
Okay, so they're only they're going to see it. Did you guys understand that when I said in an
Yeah.
advanced form you can have a private reply back to somebody? Okay.
Got one question for you from Stephanie.
Stephanie, you hit your limit. That's 3. I'm teasing. Go ahead.
I see my assignments in Joule Grader, but not the forums.
That's
Is
right.
there a setting that she needs to change?
Yes, because those are the old forums that you had that were copied over, not the advanced forums. So what you'll need to do, not now, don't do it now. Please don't do it now. Wait till you roll your course over before the spring, and then create new advanced forums to replace these old ones. But don't try to change horses in the middle of the string. It's just going to be rough. Kathy's the only one that's going to bail you out.
That's right. We are equine evac.
Yes, ma'am.
This Joule grader, you showed where you put the points, and then there's also a box for comments to the students.
Mhm.
When and how does the student see those comments?
When they open up to see their grade, it shows their comments. Now, let's see if I've saved any. Can I leave this window? Does anybody have any questions? So,
No, that's good.
okay.
Well, there is another drop down in here.
Uh,
On that forum. Look, scroll that right there. Subscription, I don't want email copy.
yeah, that's the standard. With that,
That's just the email.
and that was the same thing in Moodle 1. Generally we have as a default that when a student replies or you send something, they're not automatically subscribed, meaning that it's not only are they getting a reply here, but it's pushing out a copy to their email that's in their Moodle profile. Then they get doubled.
Yeah.
In the old days, we may have wanted that because that let a student know that they needed to go into the course because there was new activity. But not too many people do that anymore.
Thank you, sorry, I just wanted to make sure.
That's right, and that's the default we have it set for. So unless you've changed it or students changed, because a student, you can set your forums up so students can subscribe if they want to.
Got one more for you.
Okay.
All right, from Denise, says, David, the one caveat to using the advanced forms is if you grade them from the form itself, the grade does not go to the grade book. Is that correct?
Okay, where I was a minute ago.
No, yeah, actually in the form itself.
Okay, let me go into the forum here. Okay, I'm in here. So let's go back. Oh, I need to cancel out of this or not post it or something here. There's no cancel button. That's odd.
Sorry, Mr. Ryder, are you setting it up right now?
No, I'm trying to field questions.
Yeah, some of this is me being back to the conversation goes, and I'm waiting to ask. Maybe I just need to
Yeah, you may have to.
up for you.
Okay, so the question was from Denise, if I'm in the discussion, an advanced forum, and I want to actually grade it,
How do you grade it from that place?
Stephanie says, and I think it's related, she says, I make them subscribe. I figure they are more likely to read all the posts that way. I'll show them how to receive the one email digest per day. Or is that back on the other topic?
No, she could. No, that's still sort of the same. You can't. I mean, that's your prerogative. You
There's
can,
no way to grade
well, I
it.
don't think. Let me see if how I set this thing up. Just a second. Her question was wasn't any way to grade it right manually.
Advanced forms, if you grade them from the form itself, the grade does not go to the grade book.
Okay, well, let me try this. I'll try rating here, and which often is what you see within there. So now I'm going to go into the week 1 discussion. All right, where's my rating tool? No, it doesn't look like I'm even seeing it here for now. I'm not even seeing a rating thing here. Let me go back and look at the settings.
Go back, there's something else in that drop-down menu that you have.
Grade, rating, 10.
Go back up, what else is in that drop-down?
No ratings, aggregate here. Hold on. Maximum rating. I'm not going to restrict it. Okay, so let's see. Where's my rating? Oh, here they are. Here's my rating thing. So she's saying if I go into this student here and rate them, I'll give them an 8 for test student 3. And this is week 1 discussion, and hit save. Actually, you can't save. It automatically puts it in there. So this student, test student 3, should have, you guys remember this, week 1 discussion.
This is not the advanced, is the regular form.
Well, this is the advanced form, but I'm just checking. I'm checking something that Denise is saying you won't see in the grade book. So what I want to do is look under the grader report for week 1 discussion. Where was the sign?
And if you have an advanced form, does it then go to the Joule grade book or the regular grade book?
Test student 3. Yeah, it's not entering it. It's not entering it here. Looks like she's right.
I thought I saw it. Scoot to the right, or, yeah, there, whoa.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is here. Okay.
So what goes into the Joule grade book then?
Okay. The Joule grade book, now this is what I said we weren't talking about. The Joule grade book and the Joule grader aren't the same thing. The Joule grade book is just another way for you to enter scores
I see.
directly in the grade.
So only, so they're using this, so the advanced forum and Joule, the advanced forum, I still get things in the grader report where I want.
Yes.
Okay.
It should
Is
work.
there a non-Joule grade book? I know grade book and grader, but there's 2 different versions
Right,
of the
right.
grade book.
Right. It's not a separate grade book. Let me just sort of show you in case it wasn't clear.
It's very complicated.
When you're in the grade book, I've selected the grade book. So this
There's
is,
one-on-one grade book.
no, there's one grade book,
We've gone through
but
the
there are
grade
2
book.
different ways, interfaces for entering scores in it. One is
One
just
is
have to call the
directly
Joule
in.
grade book. One is the way you guys used to do it. And the other one, if you're looking at the screen here, this is the grader report. This is where you guys used to be able to come in and just enter scores directly. And some people prefer this. The other one is something that Moodle Rooms added because their product, Moodle 2, is called Joule. That's why you hear Joule. So if this is one view for me to enter scores as the teacher, but I can also choose the Joule gradebook. This isn't the same thing as, that's just a different gradebook way to enter scores.
It doesn't, I don't even know what to do with that.
Well, there's some good things about it.
Well, there might be, it's just I click on it and you see the list of names and then you don't see anything. Go back and click on that thing.
Okay, so is everybody ready to be sidetracked about that? Is everybody, if you're okay about it, I'll go talk about it.
I'm sorry, don't do it. I'm sorry. No, we're all curious.
Yeah, you're on now, and it looks like there's a quorum that wants to see
Why
it.
don't you show us something?
Yeah.
I think what I just want to understand is what was the logic of including it? Why was it included into the setup if
So what wasn't included?
the Joule gradebook is a separate gradebook? Why is there separate?
Why?
Why?
Because, okay, so I'll show you. What are some of the advantages of the Joule gradebook? Now, the US is not the Joule grader. That was the thing. The Joule grader allowed you to enter scores directly in, right, to enter scores for advanced form
I
activities
see.
or for assignments. That's it.
Okay.
That's all
Yeah,
you can
that's
do.
That's the Joule grader.
That's the Joule grade. The Joule gradebook, all it is, it's just a gradebook. It's just another way for you to enter as teachers the score. So I'm going to go here, take a look.
Okay.
I'm going to go into the grade book just like you if I were a teacher. And this, what it's showing me is my list of students. And it's showing me I don't have any categories. If I did, I could switch between categories. I'll go to another course that has them.
That's what's confusing.
Okay, so now none of these are in categories. Remember when you set your course up, you
Right.
can put different things. Homework 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes under the category homework.
Right.
Quiz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes under the category quiz. I don't have to have any of these courses. That's all.
I see, so the difference is that the Joule gradebook, what's, in a nutshell, what's the main difference of why would somebody want
It's
to
an
do that?
interface for you to enter scores.
Okay,
That's all.
Okay.
Different interface. The scores still go into the database behind you. So take a look at this for a second so you see. So this is what you can't do in the other version. I can come in here easily and click scores, come down to the column grader and enter scores really quickly. I could say, well, this person got an 88 and this person got a 77, but everybody else here, and you have a lot of students, I can say gets a 0. I collect this checkbox, it fills zeros for them. You can't do that in the other grade book. You can't do it. You're
so,
going to memorize it, so you want to ask me.
so this has a function, why wasn't this chosen as the only one? What's the advantage of the,
Why have both?
yeah, why?
Because some teachers like the old one. Like Esther wants me to hide this one and only show that one, the old one.
Because
Because
she
she likes
doesn't
it.
want that extra functionality?
She doesn't even know it's in the new one. She admitted it to me. She likes the old one, so she wants that to be. They're just giving you
Options.
They're giving you an option. Moodle Rooms may try to find a way to embellish the gradebook. And what they did was give you another interface for entering scores quickly.
Right.
That's all that it does.
So,
Which was a complaint, wasn't it?
By some people. I
so
guess,
if you're
yeah.
not afraid of that new functionality, then there's really also no reason not to use the Joule grade.
I don't
That's
use
correct.
Joule.
If you learn it, let me show you a couple other things here. So that's
I got a
one of the
question for
things. Okay, is it about this?
I think it is. We might be getting close to moving on. Bonnie was asking, it's hard to get a word in. She was asking if the grader and the Joule book are the same in that fashion. They're the
No.
same.
The Joule grade,
No.
grader report and the Joule grade book are the same, right? Yes, she's right in terms of that terminology.
The back end is the same,
Okay.
front end is different.
And then
Right.
all the grades are still both grades and Joules.
You're right.
It's the middle world.
But-
The third to the last.
What I care about is, yes, the scores go into the back of it. Yes, that's right.
Dimension of grading or something.
Okay, so that's one thing you can do. Okay, so take a look.
So,
You asked me, so I'm going to show you. Okay, so take a look. So I did those scores. And if I had a lot of students, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And what if I had a bunch of scores and I wanted to give everybody a 0? They did. I just go in there, check box, everybody gets a 0.
so the things, the assignments, the way that you set up the gradebook right now, I think my Joule grader is probably empty because I didn't use it. But whatever you set up will show. And then the students will go to it. How will the students know where to go?
Okay, the students can generally go in and look at what they call user report.
Yeah,
And it's a
very
a
different.
long list of all their
It's
scores
weird.
that are in there. So let me go further. What are some of the other things that are different about this? Well, I can come in here as well and send a message to somebody, to any incomplete. So right now it's showing all the students. But what if I had on this, what if this person had, I don't even know what the maximum score
What
is.
ended the last assignment you had? You had to make complete there.
Okay, all right. So let me take, let's go into this last one.
Know if you clicked on a
Okay,
box,
message to incompletes. There's a score in some of these. That's why you're seeing this. So let me take these numbers out here for a
Oh,
second.
because it has a 0,
Yeah.
it's considered a score.
Right, so I'm going to come in here and now say message to incomplete. Student
Okay.
2 and student 4 could get a message. I could say,
That's really
do
good.
your work. If I could type here. Do your work. Now, they don't see, when I send this, they don't see that student 2 doesn't know I sent it.
That's
That could be-
But that's not regular effective.
See, when you don't control things, Jan, this is what happens. Kenny left.
Better than early alert.
Yes, okay. Change all the grades in this column to, look, here's another thing. We gotta get
There's
through.
one more. That message goes out to Ryan, not Jane, right?
Right. That's correct. It does go out to IM. It goes out using the instant message tool. The message that they get, all these messages from the Joule grade go into the IM tool.
So do they have to have that turned on in order to receive it? Is there-
But they all do unless they turn it off.
Okay, it's all turned on unless the student has turned it off.
Yeah, and most of the people that I've heard from wanted it turned off for the teachers. Huh?
As I am told, that she was asking about the instant message.
Yes, that is the instant message. That is the message.
Oh, I see.
Denise is asking, the subject line does not show up. Moodle turned off gradebook messaging, right?
Sometimes the questions are like,
The subject line does not show up.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting his pop up. The subject line does not show up. Moodle turned off gradebook
I'm not
messaging.
the only
Right. Yes, she's correct.
In grading exams, I grade every exam because they're all essay questions. I couldn't even figure out how to get in.
I better hurry. I'm running out of time.
Send me all these little
Okay.
things because I want to grade one exam at a time. I don't want to do one question for each student at a time.
Okay, so I can also change all the grades in this column. Take a look. I can change all the grades in this column to a specific score. Maybe I don't want to get this because then their average just plummets. So instead, I want to give everybody a 50 if they failed. But if their score is in there, I want you to ignore it. So what it'll do is come through now and give me the other scores, 88 and 77 were there, but it put 50 in the others. So it's not 0, it's another score. So I can assign scores for missing values, a null value, right, if I wanted to do that. Because I don't think it's 0, that'll really just kill them.
Well, if they didn't do the work, they need a 0.
It's up to you. I'm just showing you what the capability is. I'm not making a judgment on it.
I
And
know.
you got to do what you got to do. Now, the other option, sort of quickly here, is in the row of the students, where I'm selecting student, I can choose row grader, and it shows me all of test student 3 stuff right here, going all the way down, and I can take the score. So if this student comes in to see
That's
you, you
good.
can
Then
pull it
while
up.
you're scrolling across the
See,
screen.
you have to go down and then
Yeah. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
don't even always know
She's
what
unclear about
the
sending messages to
You see, look how what we learned.
So I'm unclear about sending messages. Okay.
Does the student get the messages or not?
The student will get a message through the messaging tool, which is like an instant messaging tool, as you know, in Moodle. And that's where they're going to get the message. But if they've turned it off, and they can turn it off, if they turn it off in the system, it's turned off for all their classes, including yours. So what you would tell them at the beginning of school is, don't turn off your messaging tool because that's how I communicate with you. In one class, was it Denise? Denise or somebody uses the messaging tool more than J-Mail. So you could use that as well.
Well, you should get high marks.
Okay. I'm losing people.
We want participation points, David.
For what?
Because, well, because we're having.
Because you guys are like rowdy. It's ought to be a bar. It ought to be a bar.
I'm screwing the messages. They still think I'm getting you.
It's great. You should be serving.
Hey,
I can use one.
send a bunch of wild ass comments through. From Kimberly.
Where is Kenley?
He had
He had
to
to go
go
to
to
a
a meeting
meeting.
with Jack.
Oh, Jack doesn't know he's on COI?
I don't think he cares.
Okay. That's big.
Okay, so that's good. That's really good, David.
Can you follow up on the reply in the form privately?
Well, we already, you and those students that asked the question about step 1, I'm just saying.
Hey, no stupid questions, remember?
I'm just
That's why I said no.
I never,
Single in the amount.
I never tell my students there's no stupid questions.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
In the form, reply privately. Now, when you select forum, I selected simple discussion. Does that have to be changed to simple discussion?
You're not seeing reply privately offered,
I'm not,
then it probably isn't available in that forum.
but you
It's
see, I don't
probably
think
the
so.
old
No, no, no,
forum.
go back to your forum. Go back to your forum when you have the post on
It's the old forum.
it. Yeah, you're not in, let's see, are you in advanced form or is this standard?
No, standard.
I don't know that that's available. Let me see. The question is, can you reply privately? We're going back to the forums. So I didn't.
School have an app.
All right, forum questions. We're open for forum questions.
When is that my time up, Janet?
Let's
Dang
see.
it.
You can go to 1:30 if you want.
Yeah, thanks a lot. If you're not going to regulate things,
Hey, I
I'm
got
never
one
presenting
for you. No, I
again.
got one.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Let's say 1:30, David. How does that sound? 8 minutes.
Oh, wait a second. I don't have any things posted. Let me go to another course and see if I can find a standard form where I've got some junk in it and see if what we're looking into is that if you have an old forum, not an advanced forum, is the reply privately available? That's what we're looking at. So if you be patient, trying to answer Mo's question, he's not going to sleep tonight unless I answer it. So I'm going to go into a single simple forum. I don't believe this is an advanced one. So if I come in to this, can I even reply to myself? I don't see a reply private in this one. So let's come in and we'll see if I've got an advanced forum. So it may be only particular. This is an advanced form. You can't see the image. Let me see if I can blow this up for you. You know it's an advanced form because it has a little plus. That's how you know type of form that it is.
So is that one of the options when you go insert form?
When you,
You go to advanced form.
right, you create advanced. Okay.
There's two different choices, form and advanced. I just added a form last night, but I didn't know about the advanced form, so.
Stephanie's got it.
Yeah, it says private reply, and so it looks like it's only for advanced forums.
Yeah, but do they have to be, when you display the reply from the students?
Okay, so do they have to be single simple forum type? Let's see. Let me go in and see if I've got one created like that. Hold on. I'm making you guys dizzy, but I'm making me dizzy too. Let's see if I have a single simple.
People online only see half your face.
That's okay. They don't really need to see. So this is. Let me go ahead and create. I'll go ahead and create.
There's a private reply in the regular form.
There is.
Yeah, I just found it.
Okay, but was it in a single simple form? You just,
I think so, because it didn't have a star next to it. This was my introduction form. Can you tell by looking?
hit edit settings, I can tell from that. What we're thinking is that only certain forums types can support it. That's what most questions.
Okay, so is that an advanced form or just an old form?
Well, this is an old advanced form, updating advanced form in week 1. Yeah, it looks like it's an advanced form.
Oh.
It's an advanced
She
form.
put an advanced form in
Yeah,
for
she-
me, but she
she did,
forgot
she
to
said-
tell me how to grade it.
She did it for her. She did the work. You got to save you some time. Okay, question.
Stephanie's got one, I think, on grade. Is there a way for students to see, is there a way for students to see their current grade as a percentage so they know their letter grade? And she also says, I can't make a private reply. So she's got one form.
Okay, you're right. Now it looks like Stephanie, that the private replies only appear to be in the advanced forum types, not in the old forum types. And the second question was,
Is there a way for students to see their current grade as a percentage so they know their letter grade?
yes, I believe there is, but you have to do that in the gradebook setup. It has nothing to do with the Joule grader view, or you have to go in the actual setup. And you should email Karen, and she'll just do we'll do a Zoom meeting with you, and she can do it online so you can see what's going on. You don't have to leave home. Okay? Question is?
Where can I find either in Joule Gradebook or Grader Report, or how can the students find the comments that, let's say, I insert in the forum along with their grades? You have that little box where you put the points and then you have a box that.
Okay, some tools to see this. The question is, how do students see comments that you've added to particular activities, like an assignment or to a forum?
Yeah.
Some comments show up in the gradebook and some don't, depending on the activity. So, well, let's go and look. So in this class here, as an example, it may be all of them. I don't know. I've not tried every commenting type. But let's see. It's in your setup for your grades. One of the things that you can set up, I believe, is under user report. No, I want the preferences for that, or the settings for that. I have to check and see. Okay, that's not the right one. I need settings. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for, guys, is the settings for the user report. Okay, so here's default show feedback. So it should show the feedback if you've entered feedback in there. What they're going to see, if you sort of remember, Dolores, is when they go into, let me go in and to the grade book. I don't know that I've added any comments here, but in these assignments, but let me go into the grade book here, if I could just see where it is.
Between overall feedback and activity comment.
Depends. Hold on, let me. So let me go into, I'm gonna select all users. There's only 3. Okay, so take a look here. This is where it would show up right here. Dolores, see, this column going down. If we had any, it'll show up right next to their scores.
At least it's a different color now. In the old days, it was all gray.
Oh, see, here's one here. Online text assignment. They got the score. This was the comment.
Okay, so you got to that where?
This is just the student user report.
Oh, see, we can't see that though.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
We can?
Yeah, if you go in your grade book and you choose
Oh,
user report,
I'm sorry, I saw you do that.
and then pick. I'm showing all users because I don't know if I even put any in this. This is like one of the mini sandboxes
So
for
now,
us.
is that going to show up regardless of how and where you put comments? Is that-
Well, as a minute ago, I was showing you guys what in the user report settings, you can set it to show comments.
Oh, God, okay. So can you see mine here? So this was the goal assignment I was telling you about. So I gave him feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a second session that has
Okay,
activity.
yeah,
comments.
okay.
What's that?
Yeah, there's another blank and when you go into the assignment tool, we're back to the Joule grader again. Okay. When I go back to the Joule grader again,
He hates us. He's never
you
gonna
have
do
something called activity comments. According to Moodle Rooms, you can leave this. Your students, you can save a comment, and the student can come back and type another comment. The idea is you could have sort of a discussion after you graded it with
regular
the student
effective comment.
about why they did it. But that's only for, it's not, remember, the Joule grader only works for assignments and advanced forms.
Right.
So if you have another type of activity,
It
Well, you're
doesn't
not
work.
using it.
It doesn't work for anything called a quiz. Then.
no, that's correct. It doesn't work for anything called the quiz. You had a question?
That's
You waving at me? Oh.
No, I was waiting on the fly.
I have a question. So let's say I put an activity comment, a student puts in an activity comment.
They come back and reply, yes. You could have an ongoing dialogue.
And how do I get notice that there's an
You don't.
activity?
It doesn't notify you. That's one of the things I don't like about it. I actually just read
Yeah.
about it. You don't get a notification if they've come back in and added it.
So tell me this: if I make a comment like I have on all these goal assignments, how do they know there's a comment there? I'm sorry.
I just said it. They don't see it. There's no notification. One of the negative things about this activity comments is they'd have to go back in.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
So neither do they get open notice nor do we get.
That's what
I think that's correct. According to
They don't
some
get
of the docs.
notice.
I
Okay,
don't think, not according to the documentation on this, no. They don't see it.
David, are there any more questions for you? Or does anyone else have a question? If not, we might want to move on.
You review where you got, just how you got to this one.
I guess we could ask questions
Well-
all night, probably.
There's one other question when you're in I went to the Joule grader, and this is showing me one of the activities I have, right, which is, it looks like it's a forum post. He didn't post anything in this. This is a different class.
Correct, yeah. Give him a 0.
Okay, 0 right here, big 0. All right. You can just tell him get with it, right? And hit save at the bottom.
Let's see if he gets the comment.
He will. But this is down here in these activity comments. That when he gets the comments, Sherry, he just doesn't get a notification that you put one in until he goes in there and looks. That's all.
Yeah, no, I knew that he gets the comment, but I got notification. But you just wrote that comment in his grade, not
Oh,
in the
did I?
comments area, right?
No, see, it says
Overall
overall feedback.
feedback.
The grade's up here. I didn't put anything in there. I gave him a
That's
0.
what yeah.
I gave him a big 0.
I just don't see the heading.
Okay.
I'm not sure you answered my question. You do have a simple discussion with the option of replying private.
Okay, so do we have enough time for me to go through this, or do I need to?
Yeah, let's let that be the last one.
What? This
Yes,
is the
let's
last
let that-
question.
The last question.
Okay, it's the last question. All right, Mo gets the last question. So just remember next time, Mo had the last question. So he has to wait till the cycle comes. The question is, he's got a standard form, one of the old forum types. It's not an advanced forum, is the reply private and feature if you're using a single simple form. And those are the teacher-led discussions where a teacher asks a question and each student replies, right? So I'm going to have to try to find one to see if I have a single simple form here where I can actually see if that's, otherwise I have to create one. Let me just go to forum types. Here's my old forum types. Now, single simple, here it is. Let's see if it works. Of course, there's no replies to what I did, so let me go in and be somebody else and reply to this. What is this? Oh, goodness gracious. Let me be somebody else. You're going to have to just be patient. I'm working as fast as I can do here. Single, simple. Oh, all right, so this should be it here. I need to be another student. That's right. Sorry about that.
It's okay, David, you don't have to rush.
No,
I'm rushing because I know we have so many other important things to talk about.
There's not a lot left, but a few things.
there's no private stuff.
Yeah, it's nothing private about this. Test student 2, who doesn't seem to be doing too well today. So let's go down to single simple. He's going to type a response to my wonderful lecture question, which was this. Oh, he should be. Why isn't he? I must have turned it off. His ability to post to it. Dang it. Single simple. Come on.
Can't he just reply? No?
No, I must have turned it off because, we create these things and we don't wipe them out. I need to find some way to reset the courses back. Let me find another one. Sorry about that.
I like that. What's that?
Moodle base. Yeah, I've got tons of pieces. Tons of pieces of things. All right, blog.
No pressure.
No, where's my single simple? Peer review.
It doesn't have a private.
It doesn't have one?
No, I just looked at mine. I just put in last night.
Oh, that's right. So she has so what's your course number? We'll go show him.
It's AG 101, but
What's the section?
It doesn't
No, that's okay. So, so basically, you have to be in the advanced,
Form
have
S.
a private.
but in the advanced.
You do have the capability
You
to
have
apply.
capability
Yes,
of-
at the bottom with the
Right.
drop down.
But how would the display form appear? You have to go to every
Probably.
single person, or could it look like simple discussion?
No, when you go to reply, one of the options is to choose private reply.
No,
That's
I
not-
understand, but when you go to forum and you look at responses, how are they appearing in
How are the private replies appearing?
not the private,
Just
the
generally.
responses in general?
They
The
show
same
the
thing.
same. They look
It's
the
the
same.
Single looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what I'm saying. I was going to go to her course to show you.
Got one of those.
So let's go and take a look at
It's
that.
31376.
31377.
And you can go to my orientation folder
376.
and then go to the introduce yourself to the class under orientation assignments. Go down the orientation folder, keep going.
Okay, I'm going to look for
Oh,
it.
you do go, that's.
Okay, which one? Was it this one?
Yeah.
So this is a single, simple forum type. Come on.
Why isn't it doing anything?
Unless it's open in this one. No, that's not it.
It's still thinking. Oh, wait.
Sure was thinking a long time.
I know.
There we
It
go.
doesn't think that fast.
Introduce yourself. Okay. So say, so here they are, right? Mo, they look just like the others, right? So if I want to do that, now she's got them showing in nested form. If you wanted to do it just with in threaded form, then you just get, this, where they just actually show it'll take a while. It'll just have their name and the link. See? So you could do it like that too if you wanted. So if she selected this person, Nicholson, Amber Nicholson, and chose reply, right, I can come down and here is my private reply button. Okay? So it looks the same that way. I think when you do reply private for you, if there's a private reply, it'll actually show you. It'll say private reply. I think I remember seeing
I
that
think
before.
that if a student is inappropriate or something.
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
And if you want-
Okay. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was great.